Hello, this is Alex from phpacademy.org, and this is a PHP video tutorial for the New Boston. Now in this video we're going to be looking at how we can convert an email address by processing it dynamically in this index.php file, and we want to generate an image version of this text, so convert the text to graphic. So a graphical representation of the text in this generate.php file, and we're going to do this using the PHP GD library. Now if you don't already have the GD library installed, or you don't think you have it installed, follow along with the tutorial and see if you have any output. If you don't, you can also, or alternatively, you can use PHP info to check whether it's installed. Now if it's not installed, I do recommend you use a package such as XAMPP anyway. This will already include the GD library in your PHP installation. Otherwise, head over to Google for it, and you'll be able to download it. Okay, so we need to go through a variety of stages in order to complete this. The first thing we need to do is we need to change the header information of the page. What's going to happen is when we visit this generate.php page in our browser is then going to interpret this as an image as a whole. So what we're not going to be able to do is write our code here to produce the image and then say have HTML data outside of this. So let me just talk a bit about why you might need to do this as well. So email addresses stored in plain text format on a web page could be insecure, because you could be looking at bots, robots that will be going through web pages looking for email addresses themselves. Now this isn't a 100% secure method, obviously, because what we're doing is wherever we are displaying text data, whether it be in plain text or in image format, we're still having the risk of bots being able to read our image data as well and process this graphical image data and convert it back to text. So this is just a way that you can add something to your website that gives a certain level of peace of mind to your users. So the first thing I mentioned that we need to do, remember we're working in this generate.php file, and we're going to display the image from index.php. Our users are never going to visit generate.php on its own. We're going to be doing everything from index in the index page. So the first thing we need to do is change the header, and we do this with the PHP header function. So you may have seen things like header location, etc., but what you can do is change the content type from this function. So we can just type in here, content type, and then we can choose a content type. So if you've looked at file types before and you know what's returned from file types, you know that for a JPEG file, which is the format we're going to be creating our image in, is image and then /JPEG. So what this has done now is it's changed the data type of our page. Let's just open our browser. We're already on generate.php. We're going to refresh. Okay, so nothing's come up as of such to let us know that this data type has been successful. But what happens if we come down here and type some text down here? So now let's refresh our page, and you can see that we're not getting the text output up, even though we're just specifying HTML content outside our tags. Now we can successfully say that our content type has been changed, or more or less successfully say that it's been changed. So we've changed the content type of our page, which is extremely important because we are going to be, in the end, using a function called image.jpg, and we're going to be outputting our created JPEG image to the page. So this stage here in the header is very important. So the next thing we need to do is specify the email and also the email length. Now the email length will come into context later when we use this length to determine how wide the image is going to have to be. So for now, let's just specify the email. Now what I'm going to do for now is specify this as just a static variable with static text. We're not going to be using dynamics. Later we're going to be using the get we're going to be using get in the browser to